This right here is the kind of shit that makes you angry. You should never let us put that much in. I mean, you'd figure at 40K, right? I started saving up since I was 18. If Social Security takes out if Social Security takes out of my 40K, I don't know, you give me a number and I'll toss it into the calculator here, multiply it by 52 and guess how long, well, 65, right? Where I could collect Social Security, then that would be that much money. I should be able to retire on that. It would be trickled in throughout the payments, and that's supposed to run me 65 till roughly the time I die, and coffins, whatever else I do believe. So it's getting Medicare, something like that. Again, but both those. Medicare at least generally makes sense that I'm just paying for an insurance policy here that's going to take care of me when I'm older and I can't work, but it's the same. We need somebody who can manage the books for us. Some ultra don guy that does that for us without it actually being Social Security or Medicare, because what right do they have to fire me? So they can fractalize my money and then give me my money back without me being able to put a principal interest on top of that? Just straight traction on that? Well, anyways, back to the far end. That's the front end. Put a cap on the front end. That way the government can never owe you that much money or allow you to take out amount of money that would be a fire sale. Because, and I hate to break this, I'll be old one day too, but there's a reality. I'll say it now. So the next salty dog in line doesn't let this shit happen. At least tell me to either out there in the woods or do what it is. At any rate, on the far side, again, that goes to capping how much I could give you at any given time, regardless of how much you put in, and in terms of what that's supposed to say, because your end number here is not known. That Social Security could run from 65 all the way out to 100 and what, 18? World record for the human person. And so any grievances inside of that is already a $25 argument of you need to make sure you go through that place and clean it up before I put more money into it, because we really can't say. And if even at the scale of America, I'm going to argue, well, that $25 went somewhere. It's good that you noticed it. Then you fix the problem. So you see why that's an important feature to do if it's not done. At any rate, you got to. The money was different as well, too. If back in the day, whenever they found it, I think 90 years ago, I guess, somebody had to start paying into that. That was the initial premium. People are stupid, obviously, and the times being different, that might have been the appropriate letter A or the word for grimoire, Bible, journal, whatever it was in the set theory there. But you would have to apply that's what a piece of it that allows it to work, which has obviously come undone in some way and needs second law of repair, because it cannot be the same factory it was originally. Not just that the 30 roof gave out, but there's you might as well fix the saws and everything while you're in there too. That's where it would have been the time, but you don't really have access to that, where the business entity potentially will, because it's not actually a Social Security or Medicare. It's some war chest jar set in A and B theory for the parcel law about 80-20, 66.6, 33 and a third, and any other round off of the range. And it could come 80-20, 90-10, 80-20-20. These things are partially as much relative, fabric and P route, or vectors and scalars. Again, I got to give you those two references, especially those four in a set theory like this. The front end, the back end. A couple of different arguments of nobody's going to be able to pay for that. They definitely should have some kind of savings going instead of just spending all their money on drugs and coke and everything else. But you could have access to it. It's a little bit more involved than just taking out of a business or a business or a personal account when I have a joint custody with the government, which works to like a small business loan or a house loan or car loan or something like that. They would trigger inside of there, and it would say that your credit rating would potentially be better in case something happens, that the government has access to a jar of money like that they can peel out of this until that malicious destruction of property payback is done. Because essentially old or anthropomorphism, it really doesn't matter. obviously the number metrics gets out to a form of anthropomorphism on the far end, but hey, they had to grow through the short-faced bear in the woods like all of us. So I, you know, but I would definitely put a cap on it. It's like, that's crazy.